What? I'm on this side. How
Oh.
weird.
Ah,
If you're new, it's nothing different for you. Guys, got some more DC movie news for you all, which I'm sure you've already heard. Joss Whedon, he has left writing and directing Batgirl. Says he didn't have a story. Here's the full quote. John, you want to read it?
sure, Batgirl is such an exciting project, and Warner's DC such collaborative and supportive partners that it took me months to realize I really didn't have a story. I'm grateful to DC President Jeff Johns and Warner Brothers Picture Group President Toby Emmerich and everyone who was so welcoming when I arrived and so understanding when I, is there a sexier word for fail?
Well, at least this time, Joss Whedon's actually taking a break away from superhero movies like he's been wanting to. He did the Avengers movies, he worked on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he seemed like he was just ready to die, and then he steps in for Batgirl, but then he takes over Justice League.
I think he's had enough superhero for one lifetime. I think he needs a good long break.
I think he needs a good break to just work on his own original material right now. And I actually am okay with this news. I respect it. Was I excited for Joss Whedon to do a Batgirl movie? Hell yeah. I thought he was actually a great fit for it. You know, there's some things you could obviously consider that might have been a bit of an upset. The fact that it's Joss Whedon to begin with. And also...
A bit of a divisive figure.
It's a divisive figure, and he's such a Marvel name. You know, like so much of Marvel's associated with him in some retrospect. To bring him over to DC when already people were already complaining that Justice League was already trying to feel a little bit more like a Marvel film. Also, you know, like with Patty Jenkins being like the big female director for Wonder Woman and Batgirl being directed by a dude, I'm sure it would have had some of its own upset around the time of the movie's release.
Yeah, I'm not super upset about this. I feel like maybe 10 years ago I would have been like, oh, damn. But now I'm like, cool, they can get a woman maybe to make this, you know, to make Batgirl. I don't feel like this really spells out trouble because since the first Avengers, the quality of Joss Whedon's comic book movies hasn't been as high up as that. This isn't a project that I don't think somebody else could easily come in and tool around. And I like that he just admitted, he's like, I don't have a story.
I don't have a story for it. I mean, that's one of the best things you can do, honestly.
Yeah. Trapping yourself into a couple years worth of agony.
Even though I'm going to make this clear again, I really did love my experience watching Justice League. Obviously, the film was rushed, and they could have delayed the release to smooth out and fine-tune a lot of things.
No, they couldn't have. It's impossible,
It's impossible to do those things,
We can't
John.
do that. It doesn't happen.
So for him to just say, like, hey, I don't have a story, I don't want to waste anyone's time, that actually brings a level of comfort to me to know that they're not trying to just push something even though they don't have something, you know?
It's a smart decision there.
Yeah, because how many often are movies just shoved into a freaking release date and a pipeline because they just have to do it? It's reassuring to know that this guy stepped away because he just couldn't come up with something, and it would have been something forced if he probably did do it.
Well, and we've seen what happens when Joss Whedon is not super
It's
happy.
forced.
Yeah. And I don't think anybody wants that.
And I don't really see any other bigger conspiracies behind this story that I'm sure some people are speculating on with the lackluster performance of Justice League and how the reshoots went and all that crap. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I really think it's just because the guy didn't have a story.
No, yeah, for sure. Because Justice League is a well-documented enough Frankenstein that we get it. Like, even if you wanted to take the quality of that movie out on Joss Whedon, you kind of have to know that he inherited something that was already there. I feel like it's blank slate time moving into a new, more original territory like Batgirl. But yeah, just the same. I'm just glad somebody made a wise choice.
They should get the woman that was originally courted to direct Black Panther.
Yeah.
Who's doing A Wrinkle in Time.
Ava DuVernay.
Ava DuVernay. They should get her. Or Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah can direct this.
Oprah's coined for everything now.
Yeah, Oprah can do anything. Any job you've got, just give it to Oprah.
You know who's a pretty good female director is Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I think she might be a pretty good choice, actually, to maybe helm a Batgirl movie. In fact, she could play Batgirl.
Yeah,
she looks great for like 68 or whatever old she is now. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, it's all those kids that she didn't have herself, you know, keeping her youthful and whatnot. I'm kind of more excited now because I'm a little sick of seeing Joss Whedon try to keep superhero shit together.
Yeah. Although the DC universe of the movies is just more fumbled than ever. It was just like a couple days ago when they said the next movies are probably going to be Batgirl and Flashpoint. And then, oh, Joss Whedon left Batgirl, so they don't have a writer or director for Batgirl now.
Hey, this is all potential, baby. I mean, it's par for the course for them, but I don't think it's catastrophic in any way. It's not like a lot of the other news we're used to hearing out of DC.
Yeah, I think what DC should just do is really stick to their standalone movies a little bit more. You know, I have faith Aquaman's going to be pretty good. It's James Wan, and Jason Momoa seems like he'd kill it as Aquaman. I really liked him in Justice League, despite, you know, whatever, like, did he actually serve a point? And Wonder Woman was great, and I think Man of Steel was an alright film, but it's like it's the mashup ones like BVS,
number
and Suicide
two
Squad,
of the DCEU movies is Man of Steel.
Yeah.
That was Wonder Woman, Man of Steel.
And I feel like Aquaman will probably be a pretty solid film too. So I think what DC
so.
has to do to course correct is just, you know, you don't have to reboot the whole thing. Just stick more to your standalone films for now, because it seems like that's where your best bet's at. Joss Whedon has had the worst comic book story ever. Like behind the scenes, he's just played with bad luck, this guy.
I feel like time has kind of soured for Joss Whedon in recent years. Like Avengers was like the closing of a chapter, and then like Avengers 2 and Justice League, and like the whole thing with his wife and his like personal life imploding, and like us finding out like, oh shit, you're not like the gleaming knight of feminism we all thought. Like, you know, you got some good ideas, but also you got some issues. Every time I hear news about him now, I'm always a little bummed. Just like, oh, Joss.
What are you gonna do? Hey, man, 90s Nostalgia is gonna come back pretty soon, so I say just work on another Buffy story. Why not? Go for it.
Reboot it yourself.
Reboot it yourself. Who
Ride
better
that
than
wave.
you? All right, guys. Well, you can subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell to get notified every time one of our videos is up, and check out our Patreon. Weekly Q&As, full video reactions to TV shows and music videos, a whole bunch of goodies over there. Check it out.